that would have been the plan as he got into the game, because he is prone to get into a bit of foul trouble during games.
Oh, absolutely. We'll look inside for Matty and Luke Neville when he comes on to try and keep attacking Jules, so we can try and get him back on the bench.
Second half underway here in the jungle. Is Grant underneath the basket to Kazoo. That's a nice start for the visitors. Back down to 16 points. And Marto, I suppose, going into this, that margin at half-time probably should have been more. We spoke about it at half. Tony said it should have been a bigger margin. Were you disappointed in that it wasn't over 20, 25?
Yeah, it was the last 4 minutes of both quarters where we really let it slip. We've got to make sure that if we do go to the bench, that the guys are coming up and keeping up with the same game plan, the same tempo, and continue building that lead, because we believe we are a 10 deep type of team.
Kevin Lish starting to heat up from outside the three-point line. 100% from the field, Tony, which is 4 from 4, and he's 3 from 3 from outside the three-point line.
Impressive, and what was impressive was Matty Knight's extra pass there. He could have easily taken the shot, but realised that Kevin Lish is 100%.
Yes, kicked it on. Here's Bruce down to Radic, had to get the shot away quickly, and Cam Tovey that time protected himself from Grant jumping over the top of him. There's a bit of push and shove down on the post. Radic is involved against Bruce. Here's Robbins trying to work his way through, and he's drawn the foul.
Brad Robbins has been fantastic on that, just taking the bump tonight. As you see there, Sean Redic and Aaron Bruce. Or imagine, it's Bruce.
No, it's
sorry.
Bruce.
Yep, sorry. Lockie's having a little trouble.
I've only had one bit of trouble.
Sorry, mate, I'm harsh. But Brad Robbins has been fantastic, just going to the rim there, taking that contact all game. A couple of and ones, and just missing the conversion there, but we'll still go to the line for 2.
Wiping up a bit of Sean Redic's sweat. Don't think Graham Darn likes him, Marto, and maybe a couple of other players around the league. Sean Redic, he plays it pretty hard.
Oh, look, he's one of those guys you love to have a teammate, and you probably hate if you're the opposing team, because he does play so hard, and he's continually running. There's a few odd elbows that go astray as well.
So Robbo from the line hits the first. Adding to his tally, Brad Robbins in the double figures. And he'll make the second. 2 for 2 for the Angry Ant. 12 points to his name.
This has been the story all game, though. Sydney got it back to 16, did some good things, and then all of a sudden now back out to 21. They need to get it back to single figures by the time three-quarter time rolls around. Otherwise, Cam Tovey again with another block.
That's his 3rd for the game, Cam Tovey.
And you got to love that when someone's not doing anything really offensively, they're contributing in other areas.
Imagine inside to Grant. Is there a foul? And Grant's not impressed. But there will be a foul called on the Wildcats. Sean Redic, I think it was. We're going to have a couple of changes. So Aaron Bruce sitting down and Martin coming back on. 17 team fouls for the Kings and 14 now for the Wildcats. Here's Madgen in the corner up against Lish. Little fade away, doesn't go. Grant, big rebound, and then was pushed towards the ground from Matty Knight. Feeling a little aggressive tonight, the big man.
Just a love tap, just a love tap.
I tried to say that earlier on, too, when Matty made a little bit of contact with Bruce, but Lockie got offended. He said he dropped a shoulder and got all...
Putting words into her mouth, Tony. I just said it was a great hip and shoulder from him as Bruce came through. So what can the Kings do at 65-44? They need some spark somewhere. Kazoo would be the man, you'd have to think, to provide some points. Madgen wanting to go on his own. Grant up high again, just leaping from the corner and tapping in off the glass. That's a handy start for them. Williamson to Radic. Can he drop the bomb? No. And Radic will take the rebound. Must score here to keep the pressure on. Martin keen to take on Lish. Now he's double teamed by Radic. Now he's in all sorts of trouble. Just given away to Grant. Shot clock down to 12. Madgen will go inside to Kazoo. That was a nice move. Spinning around and off the glass he goes for 2.
Nice and quick, too. Just realised he had the smaller Williamson on him. Turned around,
went back to his left, got it with his right.
And back into his zone, Damien, from the Kings.
Yeah, we'll be looking to kick back our first play for Kev or Matty. We talked about them going into a zone and trying to get some post touches, so hopefully we can execute that.
So you're expecting this from them?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of teams try and slow us down by going into a zone, and to be honest, we struggle with it at times. So we'll look for some high post flashes and some short corner ball, but try and get the ball to the big guys. And if they sag off, then hopefully Kev, Drew, and Robbo can knock down some threes.
The pass to Redditch, his little floater, can't go, and Kazoo takes a rebound. So good little patch here from Sydney. They have to make every post a winner. Here he goes again. Grant nearly dunked it. Just a bit of body contact stopped him from dunking, and it's back to 15 points.
And they've done a good job to get back in this position. Now it's all a matter of getting some stops.
And an offensive from Sean Redditch. He's got a couple of fouls to his name as well. I'd like to see the replay of that one. He was settled with a thought. 3 fouls for Sean Redditch.
I don't know about that one.
65-50 is the score. Things are heating up here in the jungle. Going to take a short break. Back in a moment.
Nickelback, the brand new studio album, Here and Now. Featuring the single When We Stand Together. Out now.
This Christmas, give the gift of adventure from Macpac's summer sale. With gifts under $20, gifts under $40, Merino from $19.95, and up to 50% off the entire Macpac range. Macpac, adventure for life.
This way, Lukey. Ratchy's coming. Jules, you're coming. We're trying to turn the corner. Go quick, Ratchy, don't mess with it. Listen. You're on the pop, Jules. You throw back. Lukey Martin's buried in the corner. Jeray, reseal. We're going inside and we need to. To this end, we look good. Fight the fight. Fight the fight. 4 straight you got. Making 5 and 6.
Fight the fight, that was the word from the coach there for the Sydney Kings, and they've certainly come out fighting in this third term. 8 points to 5. It's been a lot more physical, and they've trimmed the margin to 15 points.
Yeah, we've seen it before, though, tonight. They've got it back, they've worked hard, and they can get it back to sort of get 5-point roll, but they have to start stringing together some stops and some offensive flow, and not just let it go after they've worked hard.
So Martin will set things up. 15 on the shot clock. Radic with it. Up against Lish. Nice little spin move. He wants to go all the way. A little air ball, but he's working hard to try and get it back. Lish is up to the challenge and gives it off to Knight. Wildcats with it. Williamson from outside 3. Finally hits the 3-pointer. Drew Williamson. Damien, I was saying Friday, watching Drew Williamson, I don't think he missed the shot in a bit of scrimmage that you played. He just needed that for a confidence booster.
Yeah, the last week has been fantastic from the 3-point line. It's just a matter of converting it into a game, and it's a confidence thing with Drew sometimes, so hopefully that'll get him rolling because he can be very lethal from the outside.
Here's the double team. Grant just inside the 3-point arc, and he drops another to keep it nice and interesting. 16 points that margin while we've got a bit of a slow passage in play. Birdie's telling me 2 weeks, I reckon you'll be back. Is that you're running now, you're out of the moon boots, and you're pretty close.
Yeah, I had going for 3. I had 10 minutes on the treadmill a few days ago, and an elderly lady was next to me also, and she's returned from a hip surgery, and she was running faster than I am, having a little giggle to herself, but hopefully I won't be able to jump and stop that.
Another alley-oop. And he just sits on Sean Reddich's shoulders. It's showtime here in the jungle. Great pass from Martin. Up he goes.
You do not want to let Grant get behind your line of vision because you know he's going one way and that's up.
He's exciting to watch. I read an article in one of the Sydney papers saying that he was keen to stick around. If he couldn't step up to that NBA level, he'd be keen to stay in Sydney. And for this competition, we need players like this young fella.
Yeah, we remember back to the Kings of old, the Leon Trimmingham, Wayne McLean, when they were in their, well, probably not their heyday as far as championships go, but their heyday as far as their profile. It certainly helped.
Williamson can't hit the two, but he'll give it off to Lish from outside three. Can't go. Big fella. Jumps up high. Ray Grant providing some highlights. Here's Kazoo, double teamed. Fade away. Oh, that is very good. We've got a game in our hands here as Williamson bombs away. Knight trying to take the rebound. The Kings trailing by just 15.
Just the Wildcats, the last couple of possessions, just getting a little bit complacent with their shot selection. Just quick shooting it when a team's making a run back at you. It's been about, they get out to 20 and then Kings bring it back to 15. Even though you've got that extended lead, you want to try and be smart with your shot selection. And the Wildcats just being a little bit quick at the moment.
Yeah, Imagine and Grant sitting down. Sorry, Marto.
I was going to say it's been our Achilles heel all season is building leads and then not being able to continue building and letting teams back in it. We blew a good lead against Melbourne last weekend. And we've done it a few times this year, but hopefully we can go on with it now.
Love that play. I love the high-low, Lockie.
You were good at that one, were you, Tony? Or you like just seeing it?
I don't want to put words in my mouth, but I wasn't bad. Damo?
I'm staying out of this one.
Damo can't remember you playing, I suppose. Tries to shoot from the three-point line.
We won a championship together, me and Damo. Don't worry about that.
Lish, Williamson. Oh, Wagstaff wasn't watching. The pass was good. Wagstaff was waiting for the rebound. 73-56. It's exciting third quarter here in the jungle. Kazoo up against Knights. Saw a bit of emotion from Matty Knight before. He was pumping his chest. This is a great challenge for him. Marto will be loving it as Martin passes to Dan to Kazoo. That was polished basketball.
Gotta love the Kings' offense a little bit at the moment. They're getting a ball reversal, and it's just opening up avenues to the basket for them, making the extra pass. It's looking a lot better.
They need to stop here too, to put the pressure on. They go to Mr. Reliable Knight. Well played, Kazoo. Got the big hands up and swatted it away. They could trim it back to 13, or maybe even 12 with some points here. Done. Now to Bruce. Go to Kazoo. He'll go up against Knight on the post. Tried to draw the foul in the end. The defense was good from Matty Knight, and it's still 15 points to margin.
Just went up with the right there. Probably should have gone a little left hook.
Here's Wagstaff to Lish. To Robbins in the corner. He wanted it there, Brad Robbins. Good rebound from Wagstaff, and he'll reset the shot clock. Lish to Wagstaff. The passing good. That one was a little wayward though to Williamson, and it's still a Wildcats ball. Grant back into the game, and Matty Knight will sit down and Luke Neville in. Kazoo resting up too, so this is an important stage for the Kings with Kazoo out. They still need to keep up that momentum and keep scoring some points.
Certainly do. They still can't get past this 15-point buffer that we've been talking about without sounding too much like we're repeating ourselves, but here's a big possession for him.
Bruce, it was quick, and there's going to be a foul as well. You know a bit about Aaron Bruce. Did he play in 2003 in the World Champs with you?
Yeah, I lived with Azza down in Canberra at the AIS for 2 years, and then we're on the junior Australian team together. So I've been friends with Az for a long time, and he sat out 2 seasons ago, came back for the second half of last year. It's good to have him back in the NBL, and he's embraced the starting point guard role at Sydney, and he's doing a good job.
And he's quick too, isn't he? I didn't realise he was that quick, but he really gets on his skates and moves the ball very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And when his shot's dropping, he's pretty tough to guard.
Have you ever lived on your own?
I call Mum every night. I have friends over.
Matty Knight, Brad Robbins, Aaron Bruce.
Who's next, Marto?
I lived with a girlfriend for a while, and that obviously didn't work out too well, so I'm not sure.
I don't know. Here's Neville. Spots up for a two. He's got a beautiful shooting stroke, Luke Neville. And he's pretty reliable. Another two. Still 15 points done against Wagstaff. And the foul will go on Wagstaff. So here it is here. He knew what he was going to do. He was just going to go all the way to the hoop, and Wagstaff just wasn't quick enough to get his feet in the right position. Ready to come on and replace Jesse Wagstaff, who has 4 fouls to his name. So a little bit of trouble there for the big man for the Wildcats. It's 18-15 this quarter. So 18 points to the Kings, 15 to the Wildcats, and going down to the line for 2 shots. Their shooting from the foul line continues to be their Achilles' heels. 56% they're shooting from the foul line. And still only 16% from the three-point line, so they're doing it all inside the key. So here we go, 14 points is the margin. 2 minutes remaining before three-quarter time here in the jungle. Lish to Williamson to Redditch. Down low to Neville. And Redditch loses control of the ball. Can the Kings come up with it? Well done by Grant to Redditch. They'll settle things down, although he'll be double-teamed. Bruce was there, wanting to take on Neville. Sliding around was Grant. He just gets better and better each and every week. Now we're back to 12 points to margin. Tony Robinson.
Yeah, finally starting to turn on a little bit of the Kings. There's a little bit of fire in front of the Kings bench, but so it's a good test for the Wildcats right now as well. Obviously being comfortable all game, they've been challenged a little bit.
Here's the turnovers, 9-8, so pretty even, and I suppose not too bad. You don't like it to get much over 15 turnovers. You like it closer to 10.
Yeah, I would have thought the Kings had a lot more turnovers than that, but it's quite acceptable for this part of the game at this stage.
So the Kings bench getting very rowdy at the moment. I think they feel like they're just in a very dangerous position right now. The field goal percentage of the Wildcats dropping down to 53%. Still pretty respectable, but it was up to 60-70 at one stage, 100% early in the game. Lish into the corner. There's still some pushing and shoving and too long in the key for Luke Neville. Momentum all with the Kings at the moment. 75-63 is the score. Marto, what goes through a player's mind now, especially with the Wildcats in front of their hometown fans? What do you have to do that might just stop the flow a little?
We'll try and pick it up defensively. Done a good job already by getting it out of Aaron's hand and make someone else call the shots, but it's all about getting some stops and then finally trying to run it back. We've looked pretty ordinary walking it up so far.
Here's Grant to Bruce. The pass good to Grant. And then outside the Dan Graham. Neville couldn't take the rebound. Bartlett's there to pick up the crumbs. Here's Williamson, little dummy, gives it out to Redditch. What can he do? From 3, the big man couldn't take the rebound, and the Kings come up with it again. Still 12 points, and you feel the crowd in here are getting a little toey. Expected to win as Bruce works through a couple of opponents, and then Grant's little jumper will drop in as well. And we've got a 10-point ball game as we approach three-quarter time.
Exactly where they wanted to be coming into three-quarter time, around that 10 points. They've worked hard to get back to this position, get another stop here, and the momentum will be with Sydney going into that last quarter.
There's no doubt this time they'll wind the clock down. No, they decide to shoot. Williamson seemed a bad option. They can score here, the Kings. Well played by Aaron Bruce on the fast break. And look at the Kings. They are pumped here in the jungle. It is only an